If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, why should you start offering ductwork replacement on every sale that you make and every proposal that you do from here on out? And why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Silvenbell, coming to you live for HVAC Technician Sales Secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. I wanted to share with you a problem that's going to be brewing on the horizon for heating and air conditioning companies for the foreseeable future, and that comes down to sizing, efficiency of equipment, and longevity of equipment from promises made that are at the kitchen table. And so what's caused this is a few things, okay? So part of it is the consumer that says, hey, I'm stuck on this price and this is what I want to pay. And then it turns into a used car circus where you don't want to pay $99 a month, but you do want to pay $97. So part of it's on the consumer. Part of it's on the salesperson for not being prepared to have the conversation. And then part of it is on the companies. So the heating and air industry got really stuck and benefited a lot from having one-day changeouts. Like the mythical one-day changeouts, the most profitable for a company. So if you're going to do a one-day changeout, what do you exclude to do the one-day changeout? You exclude the ductwork. What do you exclude to do the one-day changeout? All of the most manual labor that it's going to take to do it. And then that profitability has allowed for those companies to sell to private equity. Now, I'm not knocking this. I'm just giving you the story, okay? So in comes homeowner who's upset that their heating and air unit isn't working properly. And so they go to an attorney, and the attorney finds out, oh, big giant 1, 2, 3 private equity bought this company and they've got deep pockets, so we're going to go after them. And so for you moving forward, you absolutely positively want to have the conversations about, hey, listen, we should talk about the ductwork. We should at least have this conversation. It should become part of your presentation. It should become part of your notes. It should become the exclusions, the scope of work. And like, here's the thing. I'm not a doctor, attorney, marriage counselor, or therapist. If you got questions about this, talk to qualified help. Go talk to an attorney that specializes in construction. They're probably going to tell you the same thing, okay? And the same thing is you should be saying, hey, listen, I'm more than willing to help you get your system. I really want to do the work, but we do need to talk about the ductwork. We do need to talk about the returns. We do need to talk about the supplies. We do need to talk about how you're not getting enough airflow, because that's not the equipment necessarily. It's the ductwork. It's the ductwork's fault. Now, here's the thing. If you want to be better at sales, you want to be good at what you do, you should absolutely join my email publication, hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted training. It's an email publication. You, my friend, will love it. And occasionally I try to sell you stuff to pay for my bad habits. Okay. So how do you fix this? You're like, Scott, thanks for the story. Thanks for everything you got going on. How do you fix it? Well, the thing that you do as a salesperson, the thing that you do as a technician is you go buy a good manometer. I think I paid $150 quite a few years back ago for my field piece manometer. They're about $150. And you learn how to use a manometer. You go take classes on airflow. You learn about returns. You learn about what happens to equipment when it doesn't have enough return air, what it does to a blower motor, especially these X13 motors and the variable speed motors. You find out what it does to compressors and refrigerant. You find out what it does to coils over time, and you find out what it does to heat exchangers, so you can have the proper conversation. Everybody can say they could do it for less, but at the same time, they're causing some of this problems by being a chuck in a truck, or Bob on a bicycle, or commission gets position and I got to close this deal. Otherwise, I don't get leads. So part of this is absolutely the fault of the industry. It's part of the problem. But if you go and you measure a furnace, every air handler has it'll say static pressure IWC, inches in water column, here in the United States, okay? And most 3-ton furnaces are at 50.50 inches in water column. Most 5-ton units are at 0.7. So if you go to Mr. Smith's and Mrs. Smith's house and you climb up in the attic and you test at the return and you test past at the plenum, the supply plenum, and it's like 0.70 on a 3-ton, you've got too much static pressure. That's not how that system is designed to operate. So you sit down with Mr. and Mrs. Smith and you say, listen, I would love to help you get a system. I want you to get all the benefits that you pay for. I want you to get every cent out of this thing. Here's the thing. Based upon what we're looking at, you are better off with a basic system and all brand new ductwork than you are going with the most expensive thing that we have. Because you're never, ever going to get the use out of that expensive thing. The variable speed's never going to work right. That system's going to seek and look for the range and try to find. It's not going to be good. I'm going to have to be the guy that has the ability to have this conversation with you when everybody else is scared to do it. If you are thinking about what's going to happen in the future and where attorneys run to and what they go after, you have to be aware that every single job from here on out, once again, not an attorney, doctor, marriage counselor, therapist, I am a taco enthusiast. You should sit down with a construction attorney and say, hey, what do we do to protect ourselves? They're probably going to tell you, hey, listen, at the end of the day, what you should do is offer that solution and say, this is really the right way to do it. You're telling me you don't want to do it because of money and you don't want to spend the money. I'm at least giving you the opportunity. Can you initial here and say, hey, I'm not doing that? That, hey, I offered ductwork. I offered ductwork replacement, random number, $7,500 for ductwork replacement, 10,000, 20,000, whatever the number happens to be. And it was declined, right? You went against construction advice, ACA. You went against advice from somebody who's got a license. You chose to not do it after I shared with you. It's part of my presentation. This is why if you have a standard presentation and you're ever called to court and you're like, hey, show me what you did. Well, here's my standard presentation. It addresses airflow. It addresses ductwork. It addresses inches and water column. It addresses all of this, and they chose to not do it. Sometimes in order to make the sale, you got to be where your enemy isn't, right? One of the books that you should absolutely read is Art of War. That is part of Art of War. Be where your enemy isn't. And so the people right now that are not paying attention to this in about 3 years, 3 to 5 years, are going to wish that they said, hey, we should probably be offering ductwork replacement on every system that we talk about, right? Like, it's the only way that you're going to be able to cover yourself in the future. It'll get icky, because anytime that there's money in a service or a product, people start looking like, I like the money thing. I like some of your money. Can I have some of it? No, I'll have an attorney get it for me. And then go to the attorney and the attorney gets it for him. Okay. Be aware that this is something that I think is coming. I think that we're 2-ish, 3-ish years out from it being a big problem. Start saying, I recommend that you replace the ductwork and make it part of your presentation. They don't have to do it, but you should at least present it. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here, just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.